One time I was riding home on my bike, my pedal broke, so I was trying to fix it on the way home. And I remember my friend, he was actually way ahead of me, so I was trying to catch up to him. I had to fix my pedal, so I looked down, and I was looking down to fix my pedal, and I was going pretty fast, and then this car pulled out in front of me. It was actually a government car called an Untitled, and I just rammed into the back of the car, like flew off my bike, and I was fine, but everyone's like freaking out. They're like, "Are you okay? What happened?" This foreigner that's white, he's just down on the ground. There was actually a flood in Jakarta in one of the areas that I was serving in. I remember walking out, and it was like to our knees, and we actually decided to go around and help the people around the city. And we were walking, and one of my friends, he decided to walk and help this mom or ibu, and he goes in the corner. I'm like, "Don't walk over there, elder," and he just falls right in the water, and then he comes up and he's gasping for air. It was pretty funny. That was kind of crazy. One time I got chased by 3 mad dogs. That was kind of intense on a bike. I was pretty scared.
Did they catch you?
No.
That's good.
They were close. I thought they were gonna bite me. And just being on the busways with tons of people is pretty crazy too, because there's no walking space. You're just crammed around a bunch of Indonesian people. And yeah, that was kind of crazy. Just the busways and the culture with how many people were there. Kind of crazy. One of my favorite foods in Indonesia was the martabak. It was this dessert food. It was like a pancake with Nutella, whipped cream, sugar, just stuffed in one. And I just get that with some huge water bottles, eat that at night. And then also there was something called satay. It was chicken on a stick mixed with peanut sauce, so that was really cool. Those were the top 2 foods. I ate chicken liver one time. That was pretty crazy. One of my friends made me eat it. It was really gross because it had been sitting out there for a day, and I tried it. It was okay, but it wasn't the greatest food. Probably the craziest thing, just liver. There's probably dog there, but I've never tried it. I don't know. The rain there was crazy, so we'd be walking, and it was just always up to our shins, knees. It was crazy. In my last place I was in the island of Sumatra, which is on the west side of Indonesia, in the northern part of the island, and it didn't rain too much. But then in Jakarta it rained a lot there. Just remember walking in it. Something that's really cool is eating with their hands. Something I really like to do. At first I didn't really like it, but just the culture, how friendly people are, and just the way they go about doing things, it's very friendly. And I remember first going to Indonesia, I was really scared and just timid, and they would just talk to me. Even though I was horrible at the language, they'd still talk to me, so I still felt comfortable around them. It was nice. It's one of the biggest things I like about them, just how friendly they are to the foreigners. And when you'd shake someone's hand, you'd touch your heart afterwards. So that was pretty cool. It's always the respect is in Indonesia. The respect between one another is really cool. A couple differences in Indonesia, just obviously the language is super different. Second, just how cheap it was. I don't know the exact price. You could go there with about $10 and be wealthy and get some nice souvenirs. I didn't see a lot of crime there actually, which was nice. One other big difference, it was super hot and humid, so I remember riding on a bike, and I was always sweating no matter if I went or I was stopped or if I was going. I was just always sweating, and that was kind of crazy actually. I think I lost some weight there. It was kind of dirty, to be honest, a little dirty, but it was fine to get used to. And when you'd walk into people's homes, instead of there being seats, you'd sit on the floor and you'd sit crisscross, and that was a big thing. And the traffic too. The people there were insane drivers. I don't know how they didn't crash. They were just weaving through each other, and it was crazy. When I slept there, I was actually slept on a mattress, so we just put a mattress down, and then there was a bunk bed in Jakarta, so it was pretty nice. But there were actually bed bugs there, so I was getting wrecked by some bugs in Jakarta. Other than that, it was pretty cool. The wildlife that I saw in Indonesia: crocodiles, ducks, monkeys, dogs, and cats. There were a lot of cats there, just old and I felt bad for them. They were about to die. They just looked, just so bad. One of the biggest differences, I think, is how friendly the people are in Indonesia. Here you walk around along the streets and you say hi, and people are "Yeah, what's up?" But they're willing to talk to you, and they're willing to have open conversations with you, so it's really cool. So you can get to know a lot of different people, backgrounds, and I think that was one of the main differences that I liked and actually saw there. I think the food was kind of a culture shock, and doing everything with your hands. Like, you had to give everything with your right hand. I'm actually lefty, and I do a lot of things with my left hand, but I actually couldn't do it with my left hand. That was a huge culture shock. The smell wasn't too bad, it was still a little different. So Indonesian, it has like a big vocabulary. And at first it was really hard for me, but the more I spoke to the people there, the easier it got for me to actually like speak the language. It wasn't too hard. I actually picked it up pretty quickly once I spoke it and got comfortable just opening my mouth, but that was the biggest thing. It probably took me about 5-6 months before I got comfortable with the language. Saya tahu ini benar dan saya tahu ini bisa bantu Anda. Like, saya tahu ini semua benar dan bisa membantu Anda. There was one time we were gonna meet our friend, and there was this Packer, this old man, and he was riding on his motorcycle, and me and my friend were trying to follow him, and he was probably going like 30 miles an hour, and my bike was broken, so I was chasing him as hard as I could. And then we got to the house, and I barely made it. I was dying, and my friend actually was like, "Oh, you're just messing around. It's not that hard." Gets on the bike, he tries to go back home, and he's struggling so hard, but it was kind of funny because the guy on the motorcycle didn't even care. He was just going fast, and we were struggling, and he's just hauling on the bike, and I was like, "Slow down." He's just like keeps going fast, and it was kind of funny. I wish you guys would have been there to see it. It was like the hardest workout of my whole life. Saya mau bilang kepada Anda semua bahwa saya mengasihi Anda, dan saya berterima kasih kepada Anda semua karena saya senang waktu saya di sana, dan saya pasti mau balik ke Indonesia dan ketemu Anda semua lagi.